Cooler, 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 go, go, cooler, go, go, cooler. What up? Your cooler, cooler. Oh my god, I'm here trying to get this. Trying to get what's I gonna do? I'm trying to find there it goes. Hey, see now I finally got you, Blue 5. What's up, brother? Thank you for sharing those pictures too as well, man. That that jackalope, man. There was something off with that face. A little weird. Yo. Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. What's going on with you, Blue? How was the rest of your vacation? Your Easter vacation. Let me talk about how's the, actually first off, how is the volume? Can you hear me good? Is the music overpowering my voice, or am I overpowering the music? This thing in the daily chart, man, like, oof. Look at the volume compared to yesterday. 14,188,850 shares. Today traded at 166,766 shares traded. A massive candle for today, as we had opened here at 43 cents to a low of 41 to a high of 75 cents and a close of 70 cents. And it only just came down just 2 cents. And what do we got here? 68 cents on the close. And I feel like it's finna. I don't know if it has more momentum. I mean, there could be many scenarios, many different situations here, you know. But before we get started with that, we're just you're gonna hear a lot of background noise here. My family's loud, but anyways, welcome to another edition of the stream with yours truly, Lion of Old Trades. Welcome everyone, and we're here to discuss what's happening with Kulr. All right, and how this thing is literally on a rampage. Now we could see another cool down. All right, so we're just going to analyze this a little bit real quick with this hypothetical TA of mine. And thank you all. Yeah, we just want to go over the stock real quick. But oh my god, I'm totally distracted right now. I'm trying to focus. God, this is so loud. So I want to say that Hold on. I need a compressor. What is that? A condenser? I need something that'll just block out sounds whenever I stop talking. God. Anyway, what is this? Catching up with the news, Pete. I'm not gonna mention about that, but yeah, that'll stay that'll stay on the chat. I'm not gonna read that. But yeah, that's that version of that guy, you know. What I'm saying is, I gotta mute my mic. Yeah, I think that's what I need. I need one of those boom mics with some something around it. Something on this mic. It's a Blue Yeti mic. Fuck, dude, I can't even focus. Anyways, let's start over. Or Maddie. Alright. Maddie, if you're here, I'm gonna start over. Alright, welcome guys to another edition of the stream. Yours truly, Lineable Traits, here to say that anything that's being said in the stream is, of course, strictly in our opinion. This is only educational and entertainment purposes and not financial advice, okay? You're your own decision maker of your own money and investments, as long as you are properly hedged, safe, and know what you're doing. Alright? Bam, 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 boom, 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 bam, boom, right? Makes me feel like a space shuttle door gunner. Oh man, but let's just get right into it, man. Not waste any time. Talk about this stock that we've all been going over for some time, and the ticker symbol is KULR. That is Kulr Technology Group, and we were talking about this stock. I believe J-Pong and Mark R have brought it into the attention, and it was at 19 cents at the time, and ever since, wow, what a rally. A lot of great news, and even some big names like Lockheed Martin with a big contract, 6-figure contract there. If we go into the news right now, as of right now, we have at 8:30 in the morning released here, Kulr secures over a $1 million contract for H55 for proprietary patented thermal runaway shield technology. So here it says, renowned for its contributions to sustainable energy management, today unveiled a commitment exceeding $1 million with H55 Inc., which is a pioneer and global leader in electric propulsion. H55 will employ Kulr's unique thermal runaway shield, TRS, within its propulsion systems that equip fleets of industry behemoths such as Pratt & Whitney and CAE Inc., according to the agreement. The initial delivery phase began in the first quarter of 2024. Embedding Kulr's TRS into H55's electrical propulsion system (EPS) is critical for aligning with the European Union Aviation Safety Agency safety protocols. H55 harnesses Kulr's innovative TRS to construct systems that adhere to stringent safety measures while retaining efficiency and energy density. EASA recently approved the H55 EPS solution, paving the way for the critical compliance demonstration phase of their certification program. If you want to look at more of their news, the website is right there, h55.ch/news. Bam, 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 boom, 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 boom. Alright, so that is the exclusive as of right now. And as of yesterday, they also announced that they're setting a fourth quarter and full year 2023 earnings call for Friday, April 12th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, after hours. So let's look at the chart right now, as we were seeing here on the 4-hour chart, looking at how it's been rallying, how we've been able to follow a specific trend. We see on the MACD, we have a couple of bounces, bounce, and trying to see where Kulr could peak at. We might see another cool off, whatever you want to call it, and something like this, or now we're waiting for this little area here for a little cool down, maybe perhaps to retest this area here around 57-60 cents and try to head for another leg up here to test new day highs. Again, this actually hit a new day high of 75 cents. So imagine that, from around, what was the low of this? It was a low of 10 cents right around February 9th. So imagine getting in at 10 cents to a high of 75. What a swing if you were to have gotten in and held. I wish I would have known, but sometimes you just find tickers too late. Good evening, Popsicle. How is everything with you? Would you equate Kulr to a banging set of bongos? If you refer bongos to Kulrs, the other type of Kulrs, ones that William likes to talk about, then yeah, those. That would equate quite well in this hypothetical technical analysis. So even though now that we have broken all these levels of resistances, now the question is, are we now faced with a hard resistance here around 70 cents and ready for another pullback? That could be the scenario for the rest of this week. We could see this reject, start falling back down, and test this last area of support, 55, 57, 60 cents. Who knows? I can't really give a rough estimate, but that's what I could, probably tell you based on my hypothetical technical analysis. Either that, or worst bearish case scenario is that it, for some reason there's a lot more profit taking, and we either fall below 50 cents or come back down to the previous level here at where it was before, which that looks like about 38 to 40 cents. So that could be the possibility, but since it has a strong trend and it has a lot of positive news going on, I would want to stick to the sentiment that it would pull back, healthy, what do I call it, a healthy pullback, and try to meet this area here, and then wait for another leg up to happen and retest those levels of resistances above 70 cents. Okay. So that's what I think about this in terms of TA. If we're looking at the indicators, let's say that is actually reaching a peak before it starts to pull back down. In that manner, the RSI is curling back, topping off, and trying to find a pullback too as well, which would potentially confirm that theory. And also the TTM squeeze, it's also peaking from here. So what would William do in a Bongo Ford club with his bro Ham? Well, if one of them breaks, then he would actually take hams and start playing those instead, because they are also in the shape of bongos. But anyways, we'll check on the other time frames here, all right, and see what you can tell. I mean, the hourly is also showing the same concept of a pullback, and the RSI too as well, and the TTM squeeze, and eventually having us to either fall within this area or here, depends. So we have to really take a close eye on that and see what happens within the next couple of days before this week is over. So we're gonna move right on to GTII. I mean, there's been a lot of animosity, a lot of tension, a lot of frustration, and you can imagine everything else, that's been happening with the stock. I mean, potential lawsuits, a delayed 10K. I'm hearing a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I really don't really go deep into. I mean, that's I'm more of a TA kind of guy, chart kind of guy. But whatever type of information that you guys have in terms of GTII, feel free to share it, and also feel free to share that on the Discord. And if you haven't found it out yet, I have a Discord set up, and we're there talking. So by all means, if you are interested in joining, it's free for now, and we're just trying to build up from there and figure things out. We do have a good number of people there in the team and growing. So by all means, if you are interested, let me know. The link is in the chat. Blue 5, you don't do Discord, really? I didn't know that. I mean, I would assume that you're a real busy man. You're on the grind. So you probably don't have time for Discord, which is cool. It would have been nice to, have you there as another great addition, You don't really have to talk much, say much, just drop by and say hello. And if you have any type of information, you feel free to share. But in most cases, it's okay. It's okay. Alright, what do we got over here? let's go to the daily and try to figure this out. Damn, you need to get a bed already? Well, just look forward to the timestamps, all right? And damn, man, I wish if I could just like stream a little bit earlier, that way I can catch you right before you even go to bed. But you know, it's always good to see you, man. All right, and take it easy. Sweet dreams, and we'll talk later tomorrow. And take care of yourself. All right, better be easy. All right. So what is going on? What is really happening with Gtii here? So it seems like we actually reached a new 52-week low, and Gtii actually hit 18 cents. A little bit lower than our previous level of support, which is around 20 cents. Although we did have a time where it actually did hit 19 cents, so just 1 cent off from the new 52-week low back in March 7th, which is 2 months ago. And so we're just basing that off, you know, and the fact that it actually bounced back to 19 cents. They're really trying to hold this up here, for sure. All right, so again, a lot of things happening, a lot of tension and stuff. So perhaps there's something that can just come into light and try to clarify much more information on what's happening. This thing is way oversold here on the daily MACD. TATM squeeze. All the indicators are showing that. Surprisingly, compared to what was it, the 27th? From here we had the sell-off happen. On the 28th, we had around 338,813 shares. The day after, on April 1st, we had 733,848 shares traded, all on the sell side. And then, even though this range was a little bit shorter, just a tad bit, actually, the range was a little bit longer. Okay, interesting. Well, today, I mean, we literally reached over 1,095,042 shares. Even though we, you know, would like to prefer to see over 1 million shares traded in the green, this thing was still on the sell side. It's fortunate, man. Oh, what interesting post did you see in the Discord, good sir? Quite interesting, right? So, what is it looking like on the cost to borrow? We are still looking at them compressing the crap out of Gtii here with 1,500,000 shares available, which hasn't really been doing much. Maddie, good to see you on here. Be careful driving. 12.66% here, cost to borrow fees. So this is really like not doing a heck of a lot, you know, that we expected. They're really here having this thing suppressed, shorted, all that you can think of. I mean, this is the game that they always play, in my opinion. But when is it enough? Do we really need to wait for a specific catalyst for everything to change and turn its sides against the shorts? I mean, do you really need a catalyst such as a crash to have them panic and close everything that they have? I mean, all of those are possibilities, of course. But when is it time? And time is all that we've ever had for such a long time. Time, as in like more than 2 years of time. Patience and hard work and determination and conviction into being able to fight the good fight. I mean, really, I mean, this is pretty much the same game. Like all these other stocks that, retail is in. But of course, there's still so many that do believe in their conviction strongly in terms of fighting against the bad guys and being able to finally become victorious. And if certain people's prediction comes to fruition, then by all means there will be an influx. In my opinion, of course, strictly my opinion, take it with a grain of salt. You know that a bunch of whales, a bunch of retail is waiting to catch the dip. And you know something? I wouldn't really be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Because, quite frankly, a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, would love to catch this at 10 cents. And I don't know why the hell my voice is actually getting deeper. But don't mind that. I'm just here wondering, when is it enough? When will they turn the tides around and finally give in? So, if you look back in the past, you know that at some point in history, even though we can't really account for that, we know that this had traded below 10 cents. But this was way back when, around the year 2020, fall time, end of October, where on October 26, 2020, Gtii was trading between 6 to 7 cents. Then we had a quick spike to 10 cents to a high of 30 cents. And then came back down to consolidate again around the 10 cent, 11 cent range when there was an event that took place on February 1st, 2021, and Gtii had its first major event, major rally, where it came and it went from 10 cents all the way to a high of $4.55. So how do you feel about that? I mean, we've spoken about the cycles, right? We've spoken about how there's specific cycles here that happens, and how eventually we end up, returning to normal levels here of where we were several times, and how history can always repeat itself in that case. So, what makes this any different now? perhaps we're going back in time, and perhaps maybe we are heading back to those levels that they are predicting GTI to go to, which is 10 cents. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Some people are quite shocked. Some people are tired, weary. Some people are really optimistic and greedy, when others are fearful because they want a piece of that dip so that they can be able to ride it back up and shoot it to the freaking moon, in my opinion. That is always the possibility, but always make sure to be careful. And this is obviously not financial advice. Matt Gunn, how's it going, my friend? And I respect your conviction. And I respect the fact that you are one of the true warriors of GTII. And this is all a psychological game that they always like to play. But, you know, if you're doing just that, I'm gonna do just that. And quite frankly, I've got nothing to lose. Because you know what? To me, it's just my opinion, of course. As always, this is a nice juicy fire sale we got here. Nice and cheap. Who wouldn't want to get in at these prices? Huh? Crazy. But only invest in money that you are willing to lose. Which is, you know, what they always say, right? We can be able to change your unrealized gains to realized gains. And know that you've helped for this long to get to this point and to get to this level of psychological warfare. And quite frankly, I went into YouTube and I noticed a video that came out not so long ago. Might as well call this part 2. Alright? I don't know if I could necessarily agree with titles like that because, you know, maybe that kind of would instill in that fear and probably make some people panic. I don't know. That's just my thought. That's just my honest opinion of that. But I've seen a lot of people because I posted and what they thought. And people are also optimistic and wanting to be able to get in at these low prices. That is what they said. Alright. Because obviously, I'm not a financial advisor and I'm not telling anybody to buy, sell, do anything with their positions. Because you're your own decision maker of your own investments. Money. But my honest opinion is pretty much as follows. Okay? What could we possibly see from here? Alright? What if we all of a sudden bounce right back and we see ourselves a little morning star? You know what that pattern is, right? A morning star. If I'm not mistaken, a morning star pattern, right? Yes. Okay. Here's the morning star pattern. All right. and go ahead and you'll probably figure if that could be a possibility for tomorrow, and see a lot of buybacks coming in and returning back to over those levels of resistances. Where were we at? 24. Let me just minimize this. At 21 cents to 22 cents, which would be the bullish case scenario. My honest opinion. A bullish case scenario where we would actually see a morning star here on the 4-hour chart, and we see all these shares get bought right back up, right? So what if we actually saw this? That means we end up in the green and we start heading back above. That would be wonderful. What'd you guys think? Now, but what if that wasn't the case? What if we had to take it down a little bit more and come down a lot lower? Because on the weekly, you do see that the MACD is trying to somehow come right back down and meet up with the red line, and hopes that we probably do get another bounce off, just like this scenario here, this event where we had this huge candle just pop out of nowhere, right? Even though the momentum here is still in the dark orange, and the RSI, I mean, it's still quite oversold. You still have a lot of room to go up and fill the rest of the RSI into overbought territory. So that's, you know, some of the few possibilities, some of the few scenarios that I'm just thinking of right now for GTII. All right. So if we can be able to somehow respect this whole level here, where we have many times came across, you know, 1, 2, you know, 5, and then a bounce right back. That could definitely, you know, that could be the possibility as well. So if we have a red week, next week we could have a green week. So what is your guys' take on that? Let me know on the chat. We got a little green arrow here, because if this is not the case, then 10 cents, I mean, ARCA could pretty much be right on the dot, and you know, I would commend them for that. But I really wanted to stay on that sentiment that this could indeed bounce right back over. All right, let's look at the 1-hour chart. All right, so on the hourly, you see here, it's still attempting to create a bottom on the MACD, whereas it's really trying to curl right back over and really trying to bounce right back to 20 cents, 22 cents, around this area. Okay, I'm still looking at it from that technical standpoint, all right, because we still are way oversold here in the RSI, ready for this to curl right back over. All right, prepare yourself, get well positioned, because this is literally like, where are we going? There's no more room down here. We have to start the process of looking at the momentum to rise back once more to the upside. See some dark orange bars. So if that's the case, if we can continue with that move, confirm with all of that, then all hope is not lost in regards to seeing GTI drop down to 18 or 15 or whatever, right? But no matter what the case, you're your own decision maker, man. Either way, I'm not selling. I'm waiting for some action. Don't care. Burn my boat. And the only way you're going to burn your boat and sink it until it's gone is if you actually lose the whole thing. Again, it's a psychological game. They want you to lose. They want you to give in. They want you to bend. They want you to break. Obviously, this is a whole new movement here. This is a movement that I've never seen ever. So, in some ways, we're going to make this global. For sure. But by all means, that is my take on it. Okay? I'm going to leave it at that. Remember, either scenario could occur. But as long as we're holding above 18, we get that bounce right back over to 20 cents and above. We're Gucci. If it goes the other way, you guys know what to do. I'm not even going to say it. Mad Gun said it. Alright? He's a true warrior for that. I respect that. Others might feel a certain type of way. Hey, so be it. But you're your own decision maker of your money and your investments. Alright, so let's move on. Okay? And if anything that we're trying to talk about here, it is Fngr did hop to make a little, what is this? Oh, okay. So apparently Fngr did hit over 240, 242. It tried holding, but then it came back down to 218, then to 217, and then bounced right back on after hours. So perhaps we'll probably get another test to go over 240 again and hit 250, 15 times the charm. In terms of the MACD, looks like we got a nice little bounce here. Right here. RSI, the same thing, and the TTM squeeze, we got a green bar here, so we could have a nice little pop once it's tomorrow if it stays strong. And hopefully the market conditions do not affect this, because lately the market has been turning around and it's been actually selling off, so be mindful of that. DJT. Remember what we were talking about before about DJT and its characteristics here of an IPO, since it had a ticker name change from DWAC to DJT. It's like, you know, an acquisition or whatever, a merger, whatever you want to call it. So in my opinion, it acts like an IPO. And you had a huge rally, They make their cash in hand, and then all of a sudden they start to cool off, take profits, sell down, and now we had created somehow a bottom right above this trend line, right above the 200-day EMA, which was on the low of 45.26. So $45 was that level of support, and we had a bounce. And now we are at the 50-day and 8-day moving average exponential. So you could either make or break, pop over or reject down. The band seems to kind of want to make that rebound as well and change course and try to break out once more and go over 52 possibly tomorrow. The MACD, same thing. It's flattening. It's trying to look for a nice bounce and crossover. RSI, just a little bit oversold. Well, it's a little bit in neutral, but that can also follow and confirm with those movements. All right. So that's my take on it. It still needs to try to respect this trend line, and hopefully it bounces right over. What else we got going over here? Oh, surprisingly, DBMM, Digital Brand Media. Looks like we finally broke over 0.0060 here, because it's, you know, for a while it's been holding this long range here, this trend, and had a nice golden cross, and slowly the 50-day just, you know, having a nice little incline trend with the other 8-day, 21-day EMAs, and holding off pretty well, where we actually saw this bullish bands here expanding and really did its thing. It really broke over, and the high of this candle today was 0.0072. Just know that that is a big gain. So if you entered in some way around here, 0.004, and got at this point, that is a huge gain, theoretically, in my opinion. So far, nice bounce on the MACD, slowly curling up. RSI almost at overbought territory, and the TTM squeeze also climbing in momentum, slowly but surely. So it's like a little slowly starting to wake up and getting into some volume there. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go use the bathroom, so talk amongst yourselves or yourself.
I see only one person on the chat. Apparently YouTube is, I don't know what they're doing, but whatever.
I'll be right back.
All right. Interesting. Huh.
Well, CGN here seems like has been pretty much reacting to specific things that were happening during earnings. They had earnings, but apparently due to here, the reason why shares tumbled for OCGN more than 12%, the company said it will restate its 2022 consolidated financial statements due to accounting errors. Biotech company said it will include restated financial information for each of the first 3 quarters of 2023 and 2022 in its 2023 Form 10-K. Here it says, quote, the identified errors relate to the company's non-cash accounting for the estimated costs in one of its collaboration arrangements, unquote, Oxygen said, adding that it does not expect the errors to result in any impact on its cash position, cash runway, or financial projections. So either way, they're still feeling a lot confident, optimistic in their financial statements. So errors wouldn't phase them at all, in my opinion. So, but it looks like in some ways it's actually reaching here a bottom. Looks like it's attempting to turn back around. You see the previous high of 211, then a slow sell off here and finding a bottom right here at 135, between 135 and 140. And if this starts to turn back around, you can see here MACD is trying to find that bottom to establish, and then RSI, same thing, to start the rebound and try to break past over 150 and so forth, which would be the bullish case scenario. And if anything happens in between that and there's a positive news or catalyst, then you would know what that would do to the stock. So that's my take on OCGN. We're gonna look at AMC actually. I was actually curious to know like what AMC was doing, but if I can actually look at the way this thing is trading, you can tell that this thing is also playing out the same way as we just saw with OCGN. As on the 4-hour chart, it's trying to establish a bottom, and hopefully we see a curl, we see a rebound here from the low of 306, which is a new 52-week low, and we haven't seen that low in ages for AMC. So only we need is for the bands to start consolidating and flipping back to the green and getting back that push over 340, 350. Here I have 370 here, the last high yesterday, before coming down, having that sell-off due to dilution, or whatever it is that you want to call. We see a bounce here as well on the RSI, and hopefully, just hopefully, we see this TTM squeeze here. Wow, it's massive, massive downside here, and try to find all that bounce as well with the other indicators here that I'm showing you. So we look at look quickly at the weekly chart and see how that looks like right now. Let's see how this looks like. Wow, I mean, it does look a little bit ugly on the weekly. Bands are trying to expand, but who knows how far this could go. If you look at the hourly, this is a different story. They got momentum picking up here, and we have a crossover at the MACD. And here the RSI is just coming out above the 20 line and seeing if it actually could find that reversal right there. The bands are actually also curling back up, so we're waiting to see if it can transition to green, as in bullish bands, and finally see AMC start pushing back up. I don't know if it will be affected due to market conditions. If the market continues to slide down, you would want to see AMC to try to bounce back over and retest 345 and 370 at those levels that I have mentioned earlier. So just look out for that. And as for GME, the same thing, same situation here on the hourly. It's looking to cross over and try to regain and try to cross back over $12 before this week is over. So if you want to think about it, I feel like we just need to wait before this week is over and see what is the result. So I think that's all I'm probably going to mention right now. Not much to go over, but if there's any other type of updates in terms of what's happening to specific stocks, I'll post on the Discord, and from there on, but by all means, all you guys that are just there watching, appreciate you showing some love. Appreciate you joining the stream. I'm actually going to cut this stream short and call it a night. All right, guys. So by all means, I appreciate y'all for joining this edition of the stream, and hopefully we see something happen with Kulr. Will it break past 70 cents, or will it actually start cooling down? We'll see what happens. Will GTII finally bounce back from 19 cents and find a miracle? And will the market continue to slide down from the all-time highs and finally see a bear market, the real bear market? Also, what do you think? In theory, do you believe that the solar eclipse would have any effect on the stock market, and perhaps people having some type of fear that they would actually get out of their positions and cause the markets to fall even more? That's just my thought process right now. But anyways, thank you for joining. We'll be back here again, same time at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Again, appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to join me and taking the time out of your day to hang out with me for a little bit. And appreciate Blue 5. Elongate on it. I can't even say. I'll just say Moistly. Maddie, Mad Gun. Thank you guys. All right, and we'll definitely see you in the next Line of All Trades.